Hi everyone, I thought I'll do another YouTube video showing you my process of making terrain in SculptrVR. So first off, I'll make a couple of layers. Before we get into that, I'll just start a new one just to show, in case those of you who are new to it and you haven't realised, you can actually have procedural terrain in it. You can select here your the detail setting. You're going to detail, so I'll go high, rolling. I'll just go rolling. So it'll generate you a sort of a rolling terrain map like that. So, but I'm just going to go empty. So this is how I would normally do if I'm doing a scene. I'll do my own terrain. So create a few layers. I usually just don't build on layer one. I usually build on the others because you can unlock them and move them. Let's get a slightly better grass colour. Actually try and get a few colours lined up before I start, so then I can get into it. Just lay down a bit of stuff for a start. Just smooth that off the bulge brush. Now I'll start adding some sort of features that I want. So I think I might end up with a sort of a rocky hilltop over here, and I'll have a few other little pinnacles of rock around the place as well. I'll do it I'll try and do a Middle Earthish sort of style landscape, like what we have in the South Island of New Zealand here. And if you notice, the easiest way to get, well, the way I find to get good terrain is using the cube, but constantly changing the angle and the size of it all the time. Actually, I might get rid of that. I might make this like a valley coming through and around here. Just give it a bit of a smooth up with the bulge brush. Now I'm going to switch to the grey and make some rock faces, and then I'll do some more of the terrain after I finish with this one. And what I'll do, this is how I cover those up, like I'll get at the rock like that, and then I'll use the puck tool to add the grass to the top of them. And probably use the smooth brush on paint shape only to smooth it off just a little bit. a little bit of a smooth off, just so it looks good. And we need a smooth brush again. I need to just sort of add features to the landscape, like little random rock formations and things, just using the cube brush on that again. And just constantly changing the size and the angle, the rotation of it. Probably helps too just to look at lots of pictures of all sorts of diverse terrain to sort of visualize how you want your landscape to look, you know, so you can sort of see what looks natural. This cube tool is very good for doing sort of organic looking rock shapes and that, if you use it like to its full extent by just changing the angle all the time. That's probably the biggest trick. And the size. Basically just growing some grass on the top of it now. And the cliffs probably look a little bit bland, just being just a straight grey colour, so this is where you need to add a little bit of colour to them to make them look good. Just on blend mode is probably the best way to do it again, because you're just getting that just not sharp edges. Just do some white, like it's limestone or something. We'll get a darker grey and do some of the shadowing in it. It's just a matter of just trying to highlight the bits you want, really. I don't never really had any training in doing this. It's just a matter of playing around, see what works. Most of the time it's just turns out quite good, even though I haven't really spent a lot of time on it. And I'll just go over it with slightly with a bit of black just to darken it up a little bit. Maybe some brown along there, I think, which is essentially just darkening it as well. Just give the grass a little bit of texturing as well by just doing some slightly darker greens over things. Actually, we'll just finish off that down here. Do some more rock formations over here. Might make this like a natural wall and have a castle on the top or something. This a little bit higher over here now to match up with this. This could be the little pathway up onto this top rampart where we can have our little castle. Let's just join on down here, bit of a grassy slope. sort of smooth out. I go back to the rock tool and just put a few little rock formations everywhere now. Trying to get it so it sort of looks like they're sort of randomly spaced across the map. And we'll go a little bit closer and put a little bit more detail in up here, so this is where our castle's going to go. Before we build the castle though, I'll quickly just give this cliff a bit of a shading. Won't go quite as much shading on this one as that other one. Just go for the dark grey now, just get those highlights in there and the shadowing. We missed a bit of grass there. Fill this corner in a bit, we don't really need to go down there. Right, now we'll just put a bit of shading down on the grass. Obviously you can spend a lot of time if you're wanting, putting little rocks and little nice detailed rock formations everywhere. But I'm just doing this for the purpose of the video to not keep it relatively short, so you can sort of build your own cool maps. Okay, now we'll start on the castle. Just do a basic watchtower up here, I think. Just do it on the... Maybe we'll do a gateway over this here, an archway, and then we'll do a watchtower on the end there. So for castles I used to use copy paste a lot, but now I do brick by brick because it looks a lot more realistic. So you just sort of basically become a bricklayer for a period of time while you're doing the bricks, but it's worth it because it comes out looking so much better. The other problem that I find I do sometimes is when you're doing this, the bricks if you're trying to get them looking like they're staggered, then the other side looks like it's overhanging. So to get around that, what I'll do normally now is just lay down roughly what I want the wall to be. The sword tool on cut, and just sort of basically trim it back to where it needs to be. So I sort of got an even surface on each side. Then you get the cube tool out and then you become a bricky again, and just that way then the other side won't have that effect and you end up with thicker walls too, which the enemy can't get through as easy if there was an enemy. But it just makes your texturing a lot easier on the other side. I don't generally spend too long trying to get them perfect, because I mean, I'm just doing an old style castle here, so it can look a bit ruined and bricks missing here and there, or not quite lined up. I won't bother doing the other side for the purpose of this video. I'll just show you just this one section. Sometimes I lose track of what sort of size brush I had, so you just try and roughly get back to the same size brick, but if you end up with a few bigger ones here and there, it's not the end of the world, it's just part of it. So what I might do here is make this part of the wall falling down. I'll just do both sides of this end piece. I'll just get the puck tool here on delete mode and just chew a big chunk out of the side of it there. Go back to this tool. Just put a few sort of random bricks falling down there. Bit of rubble and that amongst it. Yeah, I'll just put a little bit of colour in that wall. And blend mode again, as you can see, and it's just, there's no particular method to this colouring, it's just randomly here and there, trying to get the odd sort of brick, it's just a different colour. Maybe you could chuck a little bit of reds in there. It wouldn't go too much with the red because I'm not trying to get a red brick wall, but and I'll go for the grey, dark grey to do some of the shadowing lines where it looks like it might be overhanging a little bit. We'll just get black and just spray the whole wall. Maybe a little bit of whites along the top there, where it's like that. And we'll get some brown, just do down the bottom here, just where it's like the dirt sort of stains the bottom of the bricks. It's probably too dark actually, I'll just undo most of that. Just do just one light pass back and forward. Finish colouring these last couple of bricks here. Colour down the side here. Now, done that, so I'll just put a little bit of black on this other side. And then, because it's a crumbling old ruin, I'll probably just take a bit out of the top here actually. Probably should have done this bit before I finished colouring the wall, but it's alright. Sometimes things change on the fly. And then for doing like vines and things taking over it, I use the puck tool. Again, it's just constantly changing the size of it to get the effect you want. Put a little bit on the side so it doesn't look out of place. So there's the old ruined gate. I'll just do the foundations for an old ruined watchtower over here. Actually, I'll do it like I would normally do it rather than doing individual bricks to start with. Get your base sort of set up, what you want to do the brickwork for. You might just define those edges a little bit more with the bulge brush. Just sharpen them up a bit. Well, actually, that'll be right. I'll just make that bricks now. Put some stairs up. Right, I might just use the stretchable torus for the actual castle itself, the walls. This is where probably it would help if you know roughly what size you're going to do your brickwork so that you don't end up making them too small to start with, or you'll give yourself a lot of bricklaying to do. I might put down, I was going to do some wooden pillars, but I can do them after. Just take the front of it out like it's been hit with a trebuchet or a cannonball from over the other side there. This is where you sort of need a little bit of room because it's curved. I've made it quite a small curve, so I've got to do a lot of twisting motion, but it should look alright when I've done it though, if I can get the bricks in roughly the right spot. much just follow my nose with the brickwork, just work your way around. Just whatever works for you when you're doing it, really. As you can see, I'm not being too fussy about getting the joins all like they're not overlapped and everything. Oh, we've got a different size brick there. I'll just try and make it work. Actually, there's probably less bricks on this side to rechange. Hopefully this isn't too boring. I was going to just try and speed it up when I do the video editing, but I may just leave it real time so you can sort of see how long it takes to do one piece. It shouldn't take too long. It depends on how big a castle you're going to build, but if you just work away at it slowly, you'll have a masterpiece at the end. If you build an entire castle with brickwork like this. This is actually completely not even to scale when you look at it, because there's no room inside this for a staircase or anything. I'll just do a pile of rubble there. But it's alright, you get the idea what it's for. Chew the ends off these bricks a little bit so it looks like they've taken a bit of damage. So I'd say, looking at this, it's come from that far hill over there, so there's probably, in time I might work on this and make another castle on the other side for some historical great battle took place or something. Now we'll just do some rubble on the ground out here where the debris from the whatever hit the castle is throw on the rest of the brickwork. So that's pretty much that for now. So I'll just put a bit of colour on that and we'll probably call that it, I think, for now. Just any sort of colour, whatever colour suits your fancy really. Just needs something just to break up one big colour really. And if you've got a sort of a castle, sort of, I guess earthy sort of colours are probably what you want to go for. you guys will be the ones building it, so you can, yeah, choose whatever you want. Put some colour on these broken bricks on the interior here. Oh, too dark there. Now we'll do the dark grey for some of the where the shadowing is. Do some brown for around the base for a bit of dirt staining. There's a lot of dust and stuff in there, obviously from these broken bricks. Just shading over them. Just getting some of those highlight and some of the shadowing on that on the brickwork. I'll just go to darken it just a touch. Maybe put a little bit of white on the top where it's sun bleached a little bit. But that'll do for now. Now we'll add our vines and that to give it the sort of deteriorated ruin look. Just randomly placing a little bit where it might have got a foothold in amongst the cracks and that on the brickwork. Probably just about got enough of this on there now. I might just do a couple hanging off the door just to give it a little bit of a really overgrown feel. And then see, they look a little bit like the puck shape, so what I do then is just get the sword tool, give them a bit of a prune up, and then go to the deflate tool, just deflate them a little bit just so they don't look quite so uniform. That's pretty much it. Well, I hope that was of some benefit to some of you guys and informative too. Oh well, keep safe everyone, and I'll catch you on the next one.